Hello and welcome to my knitting podcast. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. This is a podcast about mostly cats that are going. Hello and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Jolanda and thank you so very much for joining me here today. This is a podcast mainly about knitting, some spinning, sometimes sewing, weaving, whatever comes to my mind. So, I'm back and thank you so very much for joining me. Today is Monday and it is very close to summer holidays. So, we had a very hot week and now it is cool and we're gonna have some real hot weather coming up and then it's gonna be cool. So, this is really Dutch weather and I'm happy with the cool, to be honest. So, I have some finished objects, some things to share with you. So, I hope you will enjoy and join me on this knitting adventure. So, I have my notes because that is necessary these days. And let's talk about what I'm wearing today. This is a very old finished object. It was a test knit in 2020 and it was a test knit by Jennifer Wood and the pattern is called Merlot. And this has a very interesting construction. So it is the increases, decreases are this line. So it's reversible, back and front are the same. It has an A line and yeah, it's a very nice top. It's made out of drops drops bell. So it is a cotton linen viscose. I also have a few finished objects for you. Let me see here. So last time I was talking and knitting on the Volia blouse. It is a pattern by Tati Lutzak. It has many sizes and it was a fingering weight, I think. I made it out of drop snort. Drop snort is a little bit thicker, but sport weight, fingering weight, depending on the gauge, you can easily get away with that. So the total garment weighs 430 grams, which surprised me because it is a very bell sleeved sleeves, and it has some. Yeah, well, it was very surprising how little it weighed in the end. It was one of the 12 cast-ons, and this was cast-on number 10. And while I was knitting on it, it was this very bright red. And I talked about maybe I would overdye it. Wasn't sure because it was a lot of knitting, and overdyeing is always a risk. So I took some pictures while I was wearing this, and it's way too bright for me. It drains all the color out of me. This is also not the best, but you can see the difference, right? So muted colors would have been a lot better, but I didn't know that while I was starting this project. So I was also contemplating on frogging it, but then again, what to do with the yarn, and I was quite far ahead. So I finished it. I made quite a fun, instead of tassels, crocheted little flowers. I think I have a picture of that too. And then I did not even block it. I thought, okay, I'm just going to be brave and try to over dye it. I took some footage out of that. I did it in the sink because I didn't have a big pot on the stove for that could fit a whole sweater. Used just hot water, and then I did put it on the stove, and that's where it went wrong. So the spots where it hit the heat of the stove, it became splotchy. Then I thought, oh dear, well, it still wasn't very dark, so I wanted to make it even darker. So I decided to put it in a big black bucket, and it was very hot that week. I just filled it with hot water. I put the garment in there, of course, with the dye and the citric acid. I just put it in the sun. It's like, oh, doesn't matter if it takes a week or 2 weeks because nothing can be lost, right? So actually, at the end of the day, I filled it with hot water. It was still hot. So it was kind of the solar dyeing. And of course, the black bucket helped with that. And when I pulled it out, yeah, it was much, much better. And I left it, it is in the stage it was then. Still the blotching was visible because that was way darker. But at that point I thought, okay, you know what? It is way too warm to wear this. Uh, I honestly don't know. I might be in some point I try to over dye it again because I can go way dark. It takes up so much dye, of course, because it is a very big garment. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Am I gonna wear it? I don't know. Will it become a color I'm very pleased with? I don't know. I have no answers to all of those questions. So will I wear it while it has those patches of dark? I don't know. And then I thought, sometimes you have pooling and that, well, you make all kinds of excuses. Let me show you what it is now. So it is this while it was that. So that is such an amazing big improvement, right? I think it is. So I'm better in muted colors, and this is way more muted than that. So in that perspective, I think I make a big, big, big improvement. So it didn't, if I went for the buckets dye first, everything would be perfect now. But it didn't, because this is not something you do every day, though. So you learn as you go. And sometimes you make mistakes and then you either try to fix it or live with it, right? So here are the ties I was talking about. She had little tassels. I crocheted little flowers. I did it before. I just made it up. It's nothing fancy, nothing difficult, but I thought it's a bit of flower power. It has the picot edge neckline, which I like. It is the kind of a romantic look. It has beautiful those bell sleeves, and here you can see where the color went. It's very sad, but yeah, the little lace at the end of the sleeves. So the body mostly is quite good. It had a little bit of splotching in the back, which actually I think that mostly is gone. I have to look actually because there's probably something going on, but not much. Yeah, there is a little bit in the front here at the bottom. You can see there are some. It is mostly on one sleeve. This sleeve is quite good. You can see. I don't even know if you can see, but there is lace here at the bottom. Yeah. So yeah, this is what happened. And yeah, it is sad about that color. But then again, if you wear it, I don't know. I don't know. So it is a beautiful pattern. It fits very nicely. The errors are only my fault. And yeah, would I wear it in the bride? Probably not. Will I wear it now with the splotches? I don't know. We will see. We will see when we get there. And otherwise, I will try to over dye it 1 or 2 more times. Now at least I know how to do it, how it can work. And yeah, so that was one finished object. And last time I think I spoke about wanting to start the ranunculus. Maybe I already started it, but I finished it and I wore it. And I watched a podcast, and it is Knitting in the City, I think. And she talks about how she struggled with the plant fibers. They somehow grow so much, and somehow you cannot even predict in which direction they grow. And she was talking about going down needle sizes. I also swatched. I thought, okay, I have everything figured out, but it has a mind of its own. But it is so beautiful. I will modify it, but I wanted to show it to you first, and then I will modify it. because this is how it is finished. I stole a neckline from another pattern. I will tell you in a second which one it is. It is so beautiful. Look at that. It's crocheted. So it is, yeah, I stole it from a paid for pattern, so I cannot tell you anything about it, but there are many crocheted edges which are very simple to do, and I really like it. So I even removed the ribbing from the sleeves because this was so fun. It really is fun. And then the bottom, and then yeah, it's just, can I say, it is very wide. I did some investigating about shapes and lengths and what looks good on what certain body type, and if you have a straight unshaped sweater, it's better to keep it shorter than if you have a shaped sweater with waist shaping or an A-line, then you can get away with a longer. So I all calculated that and I thought, okay, I found the right length, but I still find for me it's just too short. The bottom is flaring out, which is not so very bad, but then it looks like it is a shaped garment. And I don't have a pants that fits me right. It's either it's with a elastic waist, and that's not something you want to show uh, when your garment is just below that. If you move, you see the elastic. Then I have pants that I'm wearing now, which are quite wide. They keep sliding down a bit because they don't have elastic, and then it doesn't fit totally right. So the garment that is supposed to be ending half hip, high hip, it needs to have a good garment underneath. That only makes sense. So I also feel like here at the bottom that beautiful scalloped edge is flipping up a bit. Then again, I did not even block this. I just want to wear it. It's really, really nice. So I still have 1.5 ball. I think this garment will benefit from a little bit of ribbing on the bottom. Cinch it in a little bit so it has a bit more structure. It is kind of flopping around as it is. So I think that's what I will do. You can see it's really flaring out for no reason because I only decreased, to be honest. I did decrease on the sides and you can see that probably. She did quite a lot of decreases and it's still, it's just, it really has a mind of its own. I did the short rows at the back, no short rows at the front. I wanted it more to have a scoop neck, which did not happen, but the neckline is really nice. And still, after a while, if you wear it, I always have on one side, it slides off. I don't know how it can slide off because it is a perfect neckline, but I am really crooked on one side. So apparently it's just gonna slide off no matter what, which is, yeah, a bit annoying, but can we do? But this is really lovely. I will tell you which number of drops this is because maybe you're interested in that. Well, I knitted it on 4mm needles. It took me 250 grams. The color was number 16 and it is called mauve, and that was the drop spell. So the neckline I used from the Shona top by Irene Lynn, and I bought that pattern, and I don't know if it was on sale, but it doesn't matter because it probably is no longer on sale. But it's such a beautiful pattern, and that might be something on my soon to knit list. Yeah, it's really lovely. So what I think, what is the problem with my radunculus? Because this is the same yarn, and this behaves way better. So if you have something cotton, linen, or whatever blend, it is very prone to stretch out. But this has, of course, has a really nice structure, and this is quite a tighter gauge. So the next pattern I knit with this drop spell, I went down some needle sizes. I know the ranunculus is supposed to be on a loose gauge, which is fine. I will do some modification on this one because that will just keep annoying me. I will lengthen it a little bit. I will do a little bit of a ribbing on the top. Don't know which one yet. Probably the broken rib. And I think that will be fixing my problem here. So I was just looking if I brought everything. I think I did. So I only have to finish up the yak sticks this time. But I am working consistently on my old whips, which is very, very good. And I'm making big progress, which is also very good. So I think that I'm almost, no, that is too optimistic, but I'm very much done with the 12 cast-ons. Let me show you, maybe let me show you the fail. Because I had this cast on. It was one of the 12 cast-ons. And I saw this and I thought, okay, well, this is pretty cute, isn't it? But, but I sold the yarn. This is the only thing that is left. So I cannot finish this even if I wanted to. But that's okay. It's not really something I would especially need right now. I think I look better in more textured garments than the color work. And that is probably what happened when I tried on all the garments and then the Birkin showed up and I thought something looked off. But that is the same with color. Some colors make you disappear and some color work might just be too much. It draws all the attention and somehow then it doesn't look good. It is a combination of shape, form, color, it is all connected. So I think I will, I don't know, but I can't finish this because I sold the yarn. And I sold it because these colors are just too strong for me. And I never thought about this sweater and I wanted to finish it. What can I do? Now this is not even 50 grams. So I will just rock this. And this is Drops Flora. So I might use this for some color work socks or I don't know. Could be anything. Oh, and now I remember I forgot something, but that's okay. Maybe I will pick it up later. A tiny little finished object. So this one will be frogged, and this was one of the 12 cast-ons. So yeah, that goes pretty quickly, doesn't it? Good. Then there was another one, and I was thinking, I don't know, do I want to finish this? This color is not something I feel right now. I'm really understanding that it took some time for the brain to adjust to whatever was going on with the color palette. And I always thought I looked pretty good in these colors. And then I heard somebody say, it's because I look so bland. You think you want to brighten yourself up with something colorful. But that makes you even more disappear. If you find something that is also muted and soft, then suddenly you're harmonious. And that is a whole different story than wanting to brighten yourself up. And as more as I look at all the garments I have in my closet, and then it suddenly all makes sense. why the why you say, yeah, you love the garment, you love the color. It's something you talk yourself into. At least I did. Yeah, I love those colors, but it doesn't matter. But the roots and shoots, and that was a garment with colorwork. I steamed it. I talked about it in previous podcasts. It was cast on number 12 of the 12 cast-ons. It's on 3mm needles. It all took forever, and I thought, well, maybe I just do short sleeves. And I thought, yeah, then I will have yarn left over. What will I do with the yarn? Nothing. So I decided, let's just go for it and finish the thing off. And it has a crocheted neckline, just a single crochet. And it was the contrasty color, so I thought, okay, that's the light. This is just way too dark. I can already see it just showing up. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? It's a beautiful sweater. It has the corrugated rib on the bottom. See the one by one. And I am almost finished with the sleeves. I've been working on it like a crazy woman because I just think I need to finish this. I can wash it, I can block it, I can wear it or not. We will see. Maybe I make a curl or maybe I just wear it as it is because it's very pretty, isn't it? I know I made a mistake and I saw that very clearly. Thankfully, I can't see it now. But somewhere I made one row and I knitted that twice. Oh, I can see where it is. It is somewhere here. But I don't think it shows up if you don't know it. And if you wear it, you can't see it, right? So there is a single crochet edge just here. That's according to the pattern, which is also a very nice and cute way to finish your neckline. And it also is a very less elastic stretching out. So I haven't tried it on since I tried it on the last time and I showed you pictures of that. I think it was about here. Maybe it doesn't fit. Well, then the problem is solved, isn't it? And now it probably will fit. It probably will fit very nicely, actually. So I have a little bit of rib here to go. This side lost a little bit of contrast color. And this is all lost. So I will definitely, I can use up all the yarn. So I think that will be enough, right? It's only a few centimeters of rib. And yeah, well, it's a very nice and very close to finished. And that is nice. I did the 12 cast ons. I was very enthusiastic about the idea and the inspiration and the thought behind it. But I know for me that is too much. I don't mind having a few projects on the go. I actually like that, but I have the need to finish it. And that's what I'm doing now. I cast on new things, but I force myself to finish the old things because I cannot handle it if they just lay around forever. That's not something I like. So that is very personal, and I probably will not do that again. That's what I say now, but things might change. I like a challenge, so that is pretty good. So the one that I'm gonna frog, I did actually write it down. It was the Nivalis pullover, and that was cast on number 5, and it was also from Tati Lutzak. I started a few of her patterns last year. So yeah, I think I want to finish that last sweater today because tomorrow it's gonna be hot here, and I will force myself not to work on woolen things when it's hot because I hate hot. And it's like I'm sweating and I'm so grumpy, and I think, why am I knitting on something woolen? That's not woman. That's not smart. But to be honest, I don't wear that much summer tops, so I started wearing them because otherwise you don't have to knit them, right? So yeah, they are very enjoyable because they're quick knit. So I started a new one. There are summer sales, and there are always sales, aren't they? The sales are especially for us who can't resist them. Knitting for breakfast. She had a sale. I cannot remember what it doesn't matter because the sale is over by the time you see this. But I started, the new costume is the Cristallo, I think. And I'm knitting this in drop spell, and this time I take the 3.25 millimeters, so that is a much tighter gauge than I did. And hopefully hopefully, because this has a mind of its own, it will behave a little bit better. But we will see. It is still a yoke, so it might stretch out like crazy. I don't know. This color is the color 25 and it's forest brown. And I don't know if you can see, but it will look very nice on this brown pants, I think. Originally, this was a two-colored tee. So where there is the feather and fan, you should change colors. It's just an option, and it was very beautiful. But I chose for just a one color garment. It is a bit more relaxed, a little less busy, attention seeking. So hopefully this will all work out. It is a very nice lace yoke, as you can see. Feather and fan. There is feather and fan at the bottom of the bottom hem and sleeves. And this one definitely has the feather and fan on the bottom also. So yeah, a nice pattern, an easy pattern. Of course, we split for the sleeves and then it is just stockinette which is totally fine. It becomes the mindless knit that we sometimes crave, right? So it is nice to switch off once in a while and then the corrugated rib, and then I'll do it on a short circular needle. That is fine for the whole sleeves. As soon as it becomes smaller, it is getting harder to get all the stitches on the needle, and it is a bit harder on the hands. So switching out is very nice. So I think I will grab, I just want to say, I think I had everything. I will grab very quickly from the bathroom. So I made this little pouch. So what is in here is a soap bar. We like to be a little bit more mindful about the plastic usage. We tried the toothpaste, the little tablets, and this just has a soap bar for shampoo, and they stay wet quite long. And I saw you could buy a little bag to let it dry or to use as this is. And I thought, well, €5 for such a little thing. I have plenty of leftovers. Cotton, this is a drop spell, but it doesn't matter if it's cotton or linen or blend. So I made this one and it was a prototype and it disappeared immediately. So my son Michael was very happy with this. So he has been using it. I will make more because different colors for different people might be a good thing. So that is just a very easy crochet. I started at the bottom with a chain and then some double crochets, and I did some increases, and then it was just double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and that in every round you just do the double crochet in the chain of the last round. There's really no pattern for this. It's just winging it. In the end, I just did one row of double crochet and one row lower I just made that little cord. Very easy. So yeah, that way we can reduce lots and lots of plastic. And as I said with the toothpaste, my boys did not like that, so they just keep using the regular toothpaste in the tubes. And then I saw this for the shampoo and I said, well, I bought little samples so we could try. And they said, yeah, we really like this. It smells good. It is nice and foamy. And yeah, so they say that one such a small bar is a substitute for almost 3 bottles of shampoo, which that is a lot of waste you save. So it comes in a cotton cardboard package. So Even when they ship it, there is no plastic involved. It is all paper, cardboard, and so on. Which I think, for me personally, it's a very small thing to do, and it can save a lot of plastic in the future. And if you only imagine for 3 people, there is still a lot of shampoo going around, and that is very easily minimized this way. So I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, even the supermarket these days sell those shampoo bars. There is also a conditioner bar. There are body bars. There are, I think, many house cleaning items are also available. I haven't tried it out yet, but when I get to that, I probably will. Here you can see some colors I bought, and this is, let me check because I just put it here. It's Drops North. Okay, some lovely shades I make something from. I bought that out of the sales I did with selling all my yarns that are colors that will not suit me, and I don't have time to make things that don't suit me because there's a limited of time. And people were very eager to buy it, and I'm happy that it gets used now. There is still a lot left. I'm not worried, but Drops North was kind of, there is very little left. Yeah. So I really like using that. So I thought, okay, I just buy a few colors. That's, yeah, I have some mohair also in these colors. So that will be a very, or either a beautiful winter garment or with autumn hair as an in-between garment. I still thinking about the Ophelia blouse. That will definitely happen, but that is too warm right now. So it has to wait, but that's fine. It is to simmer in the brain, and then suddenly it is ready, and then it will happen for sure. So, what else can I say? I put up a painting here. It was in my bedroom first, then I added some furniture, and then suddenly there was no room for it. We have horrible walls. If you want to drill in here, then you probably end up with a humongous hole. So either we don't have the right drills, or this is just, it's just an old house. Maybe that is just what's happening. There were some nails in here, so I thought, okay, I put it here. This is one I made in the year 2006 because I put it on there. Yeah, well, it's a watercolor painting, and I think it suits the chair and not me and my outfit, but this is very nice together. I think so. Yeah, well, I think we covered most of it for today. So I had a question for you because I hope you can help me. I follow many podcasters, but this, maybe the season is just not the right season. That people want a podcast, or they are just a bit tired of doing so. I don't know. Less and less podcasts are showing up on my feed, and I was really looking forward for some inspiration, some distraction, and so I hope you can leave a comment below and mention your favorite podcasts to me so I can have a look, and maybe they will become my new favorites and I have some old episodes to catch up on. That would be really, really nice. So if you can tell me below what your favorite podcasts are, that would be really nice. So as most people do, probably Kiev's Boat is something I already watch. I found Knit in the City, that she is from Malmö, and that is Sweden, right? I think so. She is, she's funny. She is definitely something totally different, but I can absolutely relate to her humor about forgetting things and things growing out of proportions. And yeah, well, So, but she has not that many episodes, so I went back all to the beginning and I caught up with them all. So, who else do I watch? My mind is very blank right now. I'm thinking about the heat that's coming my way. That is pretty ridiculous, right? So yeah, I think most things are going pretty well. I had yeah a bit of an difficult episode, but that is part of life. I think it is. It's very difficult to get out of. Maybe it's also my age. That is. Sometimes it's like you get old. Your brain gets so worked up about nothing, and it's constantly tell myself I should not get upset about things you cannot change, but I get all in the dramatic mode again, which is such a waste of time, and I don't want that at all. I have I have some Instagram accounts that help me. There is quotes I make screenshots of. I found that very motivating, very down to earth. Tell you that many people have the things I feel. They feel that too, and that's not strange. It is not weird. I find it immensely annoying. I just want to skip all that because I am so done with the tears and all the I'm so done with that. But that is part of the process, I can only assume. And last time I was doing immensely great and I wanted to keep hold on that, but just tiny little things can totally disturb that flow. But we're back. We're going forward. Soon there is next week. My sons will have summer vacation, so we will having more time together. We can have time to relax. They are really tired too. That is, yeah, they both work, but yeah, you need time to relax and just do things you want to do. I think that is a good thing to do. So I have made a bundle on my Ravelry page. It has some lovely summer tops, and they are all free. Maybe I make an episode out of it because I've seen many people do that, and I find it so inspirational to look. And it is just plans, not concrete, not something I want to knit, but something I want to share because sometimes you spend so much time on Ravelry and then you still come up with nothing. And many are pay for patterns, and some I know I should not say expensive because it takes a lot of time and test knits and resources to write a pattern. But if you're on a limited budget, it might feel expensive. That's just the truth. And in the past, I did a lot of test knitting, and then you get pattern for free, right? So I think I always loved test knitting. Somehow I feel like I cannot live up with that right now. If I get such a mood swing that I feel paralyzed, not doing anything, I cannot fulfill my test knits. But I'm getting closer to wanting to do that again, and it is very motivating. It's very um, it it has to keep you focused, right? It might also be a very good thing to do. So I'm keeping an eye on the test knits. I always do that. Check them every day. If something comes by that I cannot resist, I might jump in. But even the summer season, it is all a bit low. So I was talking about the free patterns. There are, of course, many free patterns like the big companies like Drops. They have all their patterns are free. Um, I cannot come up with any others, but there are many big companies, yarn companies that also have free patterns, right? Yarbo is one of them. I was thinking about the American one, but okay, doesn't matter. You probably know how to find them. But there are also designers that have, once in a while, they have a free pattern just as appreciation for um, their, yeah, their followers, their supporters, I should probably say. I don't know. And those are the ones I was actually looking for, and I thought maybe that would be nice to share it with you. So you get a real amazing pattern from an indie designer, which I'm usually the more qualitatively high patterns, right? If you ever knitted a drops pattern, you know there is a lot of things you have to imagine for yourself. And I know, I understand that apparently those are how the patterns were written in the past. They just said, you know, you have to increase 10 stitches and then you have to do the calculations how many stitches has to be in between the increases. We are a bit spoiled with our indie designers who just spell it out for us, don't they? Because they do say exactly how many stitches you have to knit, when you have to do the increase, when you have to do the decreases. That is just amazing. So it's worthwhile, of course, the money. So I will do. I'll think about it a little bit. Maybe I will do some in between episodes with showing you some free patterns that are really worthwhile. And then I will probably start with the summer top, the more the yeah, the tops, sleeveless tops, and maybe then some t-shirts, and who knows what else will follow. I hope you're looking forward to that too. It is if I watch those inspirational videos, I usually end up with more patterns in my queue. That is a that is a risk you're gonna take if you watch those videos. But yeah, I've come across many lovely patterns. I see a lot of patterns popping up over and over again. Of course, Petit Knits is an amazing pattern designer, which many people like. Many people like their patterns. I have not knit one of them. I have one in the. I bought one pattern of that. It's the. Is that it? No, it's not. I don't. The anchor tee. I think it is one of the anchors. It is definitely a bigger gauge and long sleeve. I have not made it yet. I don't even feel the desire to be honest. But I want to definitely try one of her patterns because many people are really enthusiastic about that. So yeah, I think I'm mixing up all kinds of talk, but hey. So yeah, my red cat is staring outside the window because this is not a room he is often in, so he's enjoying the view. So I think I shared everything with you for now. I hope you will tell me some of your favorite podcasts. If you have anything else you want to share, you're more than welcome to do so. I love hearing if you have any good or bad experiences with the plant fiber. If you also have the same thing that I have, that things grow out of proportion, even though you made a gauge watch, and I mean, I'm fine with a few stitches off, but this was a lot. It grew a lot. I think it grew two sizes. So uh, I hope we can still learn. And when I started knitting, it was usually with acrylic yarn. That is what my mother bought. The very cheap stuff. And then there was something from the story called Hema. these days they don't make pattern books anymore, but they did in those days. When I was young, there was no Ravelry and there were no online books. So that's where I a few times made some garments. I wish I had photographs of them. They are very vivid in my mind. I know exactly what they looked like, and so yeah, I did not know anything about gauge, and many times it didn't work out because I was pretty tall in the torso and the, the sweaters were quite short. Either I was lucky that the yarn grew and it fitted nicely, or I was unlucky and it was a bit on the tight side. So yeah, we learn a lot during the years, but sometimes now, and I'm 55 now, and I have been knitting since I don't know 5 6 years old. I don't know if you can call it knitting, but I was definitely trying. And I think in the last 10 years, I learned so much more with YouTube, with Ravelry, than you could have learned on your own. That is, yeah, I don't know why suddenly so many problems arise that I've never looked at before. Maybe it is because I'm into the more fitted garments. I want it to fit really nicely. If you go for a very oversized look, it is easier to make it work than if you want something that really fits you nice around the shoulders, have the good arm length, and yeah, that takes more effort, and there is a much bigger risk of something is going wrong somewhere. Maybe it's just my old brain that doesn't comprehend it anymore and makes too many mistakes. I don't know. That might also be a very logical explanation. But still, I'm very happy with. I enjoy the process of knitting. I really enjoy that. So even if a garment doesn't work out, and in the end, well, like the red, I you of course wish you had made the right choice of color and that sort of thing, but you can only do that when you know what you're doing, and I did not know that, so I don't think that is a waste. I'm sorry if I'm not gonna wear it. That is that. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't see it like, oh, I wasted all my time knitting that. No, I know it was a lot of work, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the planning. I enjoyed the casting on. At the end, I was a bit like, oh, do I want to finish it? It was more of a slug, but I did it, and yeah, there's always something to be learned, and taken a close look about the construction of the garment and the fit, and um, do you like the picot? Do you like the bell sleeves? There are many things you have to figure out and you have to critically look at, because if you go to the store and you try something on and you don't like it, you hang it back in the rack, and that's not the case with hand knits. So I'm still on the journey figuring out what suits me, what I like, yeah, what fits with how I feel, what fits with how I look. So there was a little bit of that with the color color analyzing. She had a little bit. She showed us a little bit about necklines, what looks best on us, but she did not go in depth about clothes styling. She said she did not do that. She showed me, because I said I liked ruffles. So she did a little bit of draping of fabric, and that looked really good on me. Those waterfall, that kind of. And my friend absolutely did not look in good in that. Straight necklines did not look good in me. My face is pretty round, And if you keep that in your garment, then you look more harmonious than you suddenly get a straight boat neck or a square neck. I always like that, but she said no, you should just better avoid that. So those are little things that you learn and pick up. Definitely because I'm quite flat here, I can definitely use some ruffles. That will look good. I saw a nice pattern with a big bow tie. I don't know if a big bow tie is something. I really like the pattern though. It was on sale, so I still have it in my cart. But I don't want to buy anything that is not something I'm going to knit. So I still have plenty of patterns to keep me going for a long while. So I think I will skip that and do the right thing and not buy too much. Too much, right? I have to be mindful about spending money. That is how it is if you're a single mother. And well, it's probably not only if you're a single mother, but many people have to be mindful about spending money, right? That's how it is. So I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I try to be back in a kind of a regular schedule. I try to do that for myself. So I hope I can keep up with that. I'm not sure about the noise levels if my boys are home, but we will see. And until then, I hope you enjoy your knitting. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. I think I discussed most of it. And then happy knitting and hope to see you soon. Have a lovely summer. Bye bye.